Good afternoon, all. We shall be kickstarting our teachings on health as I promised earlier. We are going to be looking at conditions of public health importance and conditions requiring medical rehabilitation. We shall discuss health in general, and you just need to follow. That's all you have to do for us. So for the students who are going to be following this platform, we shall be looking at academic writing, manuscript development, research methods, ethics in healthcare, data analytics, and the rest of them, including biostatistics. So in the meantime, we shall be discussing on conditions of public health importance, and we shall be starting with silent killers. Silent killers. There are a lot of conditions that are generally referred to as silent killers. Hypertension is one of them. There are other types. So today we're going to be starting with hypertension. We shall not be discussing everything about hypertension because hypertension is a whole lot of topic. There are so many things to talk about hypertension. So we're going to be taking it bit by bit. We're not going to be in a rush. So we'll discuss it in episodes, episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and so on and so forth. So today, in episode 1, we shall be looking at what is hypertension. When we talk about hypertension, what do we mean? And after that, we shall look at key facts about hypertension. If time permits today, we shall also look at types of hypertension and maybe signs and symptoms of hypertension. Okay, what is hypertension? According to the World Health Organization, hypertension is simply a medical condition in which the blood pressure is elevated to 140/90 millimeter mercury or more. It is a condition in which someone's blood pressure is raised or elevated to 140/90 millimeter mercury or more. Now, if you look at this value I've given to us right away, you will discover that there are two values here. There is one that is up and there is one that is down. The one that is up in this instance is 140. The one that is down is 90. The one that is up is what we call systolic blood pressure, and systolic blood pressure is usually the blood pressure of the arterial blood vessel when the heart contracts. So the one down, which is the diastolic blood pressure, it's usually the pressure of the blood when the heart relaxes. So the cardiac phase of the arterial blood vessel, when there is a contraction of the heart, is usually referred to as systolic, while that phase in which the heart relaxes is what we call diastolic blood pressure. So you understand that. So when we say 140/90 millimeter mercury or more, you understand what is happening in the cardiac cycle. Okay, so like I said, simply put, when your blood pressure is 140/90 millimeter mercury or more, then we can say that hypertension has taken place. But there's what I want us to understand. The blood pressure of someone can be normally high after some strenuous activities. For example, somebody who runs, who jumps, who skips, then somebody who pants. If you check your blood pressure that time, your blood pressure can be normally elevated, but comes down after some period of rest. So in that kind of condition, we cannot say that the person is hypertensive. But if the blood pressure of someone is raised consistently or it is sustained over a period of time, say 2 weeks to 1 month, consistently, then we can say that such a one is hypertensive. Okay, so having defined hypertension, we shall be looking at some key facts about hypertension. One, globally, about 1.28 billion adults are living with hypertension. About 1.28 billion adults worldwide are living with hypertension. That means that they are hypertensive. Now, out of these 1.28 billion adults globally, that is adult between the age of 30 and 79, out of this population, this number of population, 2/3 of this population are in low and middle income countries. Low and middle income countries like Nigeria, for instance, and other countries in the sub-Saharan African region. Okay, so 1.28 billion adults worldwide are living with hypertension. Then, secondly, an estimated 46% of adults globally are not aware that they are hypertensive. So they have what we call undiagnosed hypertension. They are hypertensive. They are going about activities. They don't know that they are hypertensive. That's very dangerous. Somebody can just slump and die at any time. People are hypertensive, but they are not aware. And that is close to 50%. That's alarming. So less than half of this percentage of less than half of the adult population, like I say, about 42% of individuals worldwide, they have had their status checked and they are hypertensive. So about 42% of adults globally have been diagnosed of their status. Then 1 in 5 adults, that's about 20 to 21% adults with hypertension, have their hypertension under control. That means that it just 1/5 of the global population have their hypertension under control. That means that they are either on active medication or they are observing what we call lifestyle modification, a way of controlling their blood pressure. Okay, so when we get to the management of hypertension, then we shall be talking about lifestyle modification and so on and so forth. Okay, so another key fact we should know about hypertension is that hypertension is a major cause of premature death globally. Is a major cause of premature death globally because the symptoms don't manifest when the condition begin to progress. So it's after a lot of things have happened, then before symptoms begin to manifest later in life, and the person is being diagnosed of the condition. Okay, so one of the targets of the WHO is that by 2030, the prevalence of hypertension, that the number of persons living with hypertension, must have been reduced to at least 33% of the global population. So the target by the WHO is that by the year 2030, the prevalence of hypertension, that is the number of persons living with hypertension, must have been reduced to at least 33%. And that is one of the reasons for this campaign, this sensitization, this public health campaign, in this teaching we're having right here right away. So I think we're going to stop this episode right away. But before we stop, I want to ask you, what is Your blood pressure. Have you checked your blood pressure? When last did you check your blood pressure? Are you one of these 46% of adult population that are not aware that they are hypertensive, even though they are hypertensive? Are you one of the 42% that have diagnosed the hypertension? But that is not the most important question. If you know that you are hypertensive, what have you been doing about that? Okay. Next episode, we shall be looking at types of hypertension, signs and symptoms of hypertension, then treatment or management of hypertension. Okay. So, if you have not checked your blood pressure, go and do it right away. Until next episode, have a nice day. Thank you.